you never see the end of the road when you're traveling with me. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know that they won't win. Now I'm towing my car, there's a hole in the roof. My possessions are causing me suspicion, but there's no proof. In the paper today, tales of war and of waste, but you can turn right over to the TV page. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know that they won't win. Walking again to the beat of a drum. I'm counting steps to the door to your heart. On the shadows ahead, barely clearing the roof. Got to know the feeling of liberation and relief. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. You know that they won't win. Hey now, hey now, don't ever let them win. Hey now, don't let them win. Hey now, don't let them win. No, they won't win. And here we have the guitar of the week. This is a Eastwood double neck. It's pretty cool. It's hollow body, and it has a bass and a 6-string. You see here 6. Okay, now I swapped out all the pickups because I used it on a gig and it was fairly microphonic, feedback like crazy. Great sounding for clean surf sounds, but for any kind of distorted guitar things or distorted bass, it was feeding back and sounding quite nasty. Which I guess that's what you want, but I wanted it to be more like a regular bass and a regular guitar. All of the pickups are Rio Grande. This is a copy of the original precision bass pickup, and this is I think a neck pickup from Mattelli, and this is a Strat bridge pickup. 30-inch scale bass, it's a short scale. I swapped out the tuners as well. I swapped out these on the 6-string because they were getting in the way of the bass. And so I put these, I can't remember, I think they're hip shot, maybe? You know, they're like the kind, the banjo style tuners, right? They're really good, really good. The problem was they were much heavier than the cheap tuners that were on here before, so it was really neck heavy, especially, you know. So what I did was I swapped out the bass tuners as well for aluminum tuners. I don't know who, okay. So this is Hipshot bass tuners. So it has a whammy, of course, which I did not use in the song because it was hard enough just getting through it. So I decided not to get too fancy. The guitar of the week, actually, that's my second one. I had a 12-string and a 6-string double neck guitar, which I didn't like that much. It was hard to play and it was heavy, and I found that I didn't have a use for it that much. The first time that I ever saw a double neck guitar was with Ray John and the Wanderers, this group, Ray John and the Wanderers, and I know I've mentioned this before, but my first exposure to a rock and roll band was when I was probably around 10 or 11, maybe 12, and we would be at my grandmother's house in Clayton, New York, and her backyard was adjacent to the local bar, O'Brien's Bar. And O'Brien's, it was a bar, and then there was a little house in the back with a tiny bar and a bandstand, and they would have bands there all the time. And Ray John and the Wanderers was one of the best bands to play there. And we used to go, there was a little tiny window, not like now it's a big picture window, but it used to be a little tiny window, and we would stack up milk crates and things and whatever we could find so as we could get up to the window and look in the window and watch them play. And Ray John played some kind of Les Paul Jr. or something, maybe, some sort of Gibson, a right-handed guitar, not strong, but he would play it left-handed, so the strings were upside down, and it baffled us how he could play that way. But the band, I have only one picture, which I'm showing you now, and the band was the Trahan brothers. They call themselves Big Man and Tiny. And Tiny played, Tiny was taller than Big Man, of course, as you would imagine. So Tiny played, but I think he was younger, so he might have been shorter at one point. But Tiny played a Gibson double neck. Yeah, it was the Gibson double neck, and it was just like the one that Jimmy Page played in Stairway to Heaven, except it was white, which was a 12-6, but he had taken off the 12 strings and put bass strings on it. Or just not really bass strings, just regular guitar strings, but really the thickest gauge he could. And he also played it strung righty upside down, like left. And as you can see in the picture, he's playing left-handed just like Ray John. Who knows? Maybe he taught Ray John how to play, or vice versa. I don't know what happened to the Trahan brothers. I know eventually Ray John had the Ray John Band, and that was you know, up until he died only 3 years ago. So he had that band, but they were a bunch of youngsters. It wasn't the Trahan brothers. Anyway, so that was my first exposure to a double neck. I'm sorry I didn't have time to answer questions this week, but it's been a crazy week. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Give it a like if you like it. Ring the bell if you want to be notified when I do another vlog, when I post another vlog. And have a great week. We'll see you next week.